On the breakfast news this morning, Governor Soludo reassures of delivering more strategic road projects. Federal government restate collaboration with foreign countries in fight against insecurity. Israeli forces kill unarmed Palestinian man in occupied West Bank. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning. Welcome to the news. My name is Chidimma Oranwa. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has flagged off the construction of a 1.8-kilometer Amaisiu-Dala road, Ifitogwari, in Ayamelam local government area. Government House correspondent Valentine Mbadoa has details.
The road flag-off featured handing over of site certificates to the new Idea Construction Company represented by the chairman Igwe Ben Emeka of Umueri. The road construction work, which has commenced since December 2022, is expected to be completed within 5 months. Governor Soludo, while performing the function, reassured the people of his resolve to deliver strategic routes that will improve the standard of living of Anambra. He used the opportunity to appreciate the people of Ayamelum, especially Ifitogwari, for their support during his election and urged them to double the support for APGA come February 25th and March 11th.
Also, if you know your and part of it, if I be a tatabi mezugene, one of them. Any road I flag off, a man I had earlier.
The contractor, Igwe Ben Emeka, gave assurance of delivering quality job that will be durable.
It is 1.8 kilometer, and we started on 9th of December, and we are giving 5 months to complete the project. And I want to assure His Excellency that by April ending, we would have handed the work over to the Commissioner to invite His Excellency to come and commission it.
APGA candidates, including Mrs. Ebele Chukwuobiano for Anambra North Senate, Lady Maureen Gwacham for Oyi and Ayamelum Federal Constituency, and the Speaker, Anambra State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Uche Okafor, who is the candidate of APGA for Ayamelum State Constituency, all addressed the gathering, promising effective representation and good synergy with Governor Soludo to better Anambra State. The Chief of Staff to the Governor, Mr. Ernest Ezajiwe, Commissioner for Petroleum and Mineral Resources, Barrister Tony Ifanya, MD-CEO of ATMA, Engineer Emeka Okonkwo, the Ayamelum Council Transition Committee Chairman, Mr. Levi Onyenwe, among others, attended the function. From Ifitogwari, Valentine Bada reporting, Fabius News.
A 2-week capacity building workshop organized for workers in Anambra State Government employee has ended in Awka. The training event, which began on January 24th at the Staff Development Center, Office of the State Head of Service, is geared towards making workers understand the modern technological system in performing their official duties effectively and efficiently. We have details of this report from our studio.
In her remarks, the head of service, Barrister Theodora Igwebe, explained the benefits such training in this 21st century, especially to those who are workers, and encouraged them to ensure that whatever they learned is put into practice in their various offices, so as to improve efficiency in task performance. The head of service noted that the era of manual and analog drudgery in service was over, with all the plans the administration has kick-started, which she said the first phase of the ICT training is a tip of the iceberg. Barrister Igwebe praised the Governor Soludo-led administration for being innovative and tactical at fixing the issues that had clogged the wheel of the development of Anambra Civil Service and the state at large. The head of service praised Governor Soludo for approving the workshop, which is heralding the administration focus on bringing about everything technology and technology everywhere.
As a matter of fact, it is part of the ongoing reforms in the civil service in Anambra State. We are thinking of capacity building on different facets. Full to him for the approval he gave the Office of the Head of Service to conduct this training on ICT to improve the workforce so that we'll be able to end the era of analog services and then begin to lean more on digital services, which will, as a matter of fact, save time and lead to optimal productivity.
Some of the participants at the training identified inherent benefits of the digital transformation to include speed and efficiency in service delivery.
Obosi, Ichida, Adazieno, Adaziani, and Akwesa communities in Anocha and Idemble North local government areas have endorsed the senatorial ambition of Honorable Dozie Nwankwo. The communities made this known as Honorable Nwankwo continued his campaign and community tour in the local government area. Honorable Nwankwo, a member of the House of Representatives representing Njikoka, Anocha and Dunikofe Federal Constituency, is seeking to represent Anambra's Central Senatorial District in the Nigeria Senate if elected on February 25, 2023. Correspondent Chibuzo Obidike filed on this report. Take it from here.
Arrival to each of the communities. Honorable Nwankwo was received as a hero with songs of praise and shouts of jubilation. Speaking at Obosi, the Anambra State Commissioner for Works, Mr. Ifeanyi Ukoma, called on the electorate to support Honorable Nwankwo's senatorial ambition, as according to him, he is well prepared to bring about total change and development to the zone. The Works Commissioner warned the people against money-bagged politicians who will buy their votes with a token and subject them to suffering for the next 4 years. A community chieftain in Ichida, Eno Posh Chekozie, said that having unity of interest in the state and federal level is key to the continuous development of the state, calling on voters to support and enhance the development of the state by voting for APGA candidates come February and March general elections. At Ichida and Adazienu, some traders, including Mrs. Onyinye Ezenwa, Cecilia Ume, and Chief Simeon Ezude, showered praises and appreciation to the federal lawmaker and affirmed that his people-oriented policies and programs within his time in Federal House of Representatives touched their lives and businesses individually. They recalled how he had visited them unannounced in the market and brought them phones, which helped them to grow their businesses digitally and build different impactful infrastructural projects. Addressing his constituents, Honorable Nwankwo assured that he will continue to partner with communities to reduce unemployment in the state, listing free medical scheme, empowerment of youths, building of houses, and supporting widows, among others, through Ferdinand Dozie Nwankwo Foundation as his areas of interest, and asked the people to insist on best and experienced candidates for quality representation. According to Honorable Nwankwo, it is time for Igbo presidency, as he urged every son and daughter of Igbo race to subscribe to the movement of actualizing Igbo presidency. Honorable Nwankwo admonished politicians and other people not to thwart the opportunity for an Igbo man to be elected as president of Nigeria. Honorable Nwankwo, during the tour, held an interactive session with the Landlords Association and major stakeholders of the town.
Eji na-achị obodo maka ọdịmma Nigeria. Ọrụzokwu uwe na-anyị ụmụ na-anyị ncha niile na ndị Igbo anyị a na-emegbu anyị emegbu na-akpagbu anyị akpagbu. Ife a na-anyị unu mee ife anyị ji bụ ndị Igbo, maka ndị Igbo Chineke ga-echeta anyị na nke a na-abịa. I don't come from Nebo. I think I get it on me when I listen to God. Jesus. On the Saturday, one night we get alone, and Ghana 25th. I to try to get it, but I can't go to Nigeria.
Over 1,000 people have benefited from Anambra State Association worldwide free medical treatment in Abagana. The team had earlier offered free medical treatment in 3 towns, namely Ibuku, Abatete and Okija. Correspondent Nneka Anolefu reports.
During the free medical mission, medical doctors and other health personnel were seen offering medical services including general diagnosis, medical consultation, laboratory tests, eye checks and presentation of free eyeglasses and referrals. Widows and the elderly people also benefited from some empowerment largesse of the sponsor Chief Napoleon Onyechi and wife Azuka and Dr. Nwachukwu Anikwenze. Addressing the beneficiaries, Dr. Onyechi and wife explained that they decided with ASA Worldwide to give back to the society, reinstating their commitment to providing the health of the rural dwellers through the medical mission, academics and empowerment of widows, among others.
I ga na-akwado ndị ba nọ n'ụlọ ayara ezo ayara adazi mmiri aya ugoro ndị Abagana asị onye fu ihe dị mmanya gwe na-atị ya aya bụ na ruo ụlọ ọ bụrụ ezigbo tata agwọ ndị arụ adụrọ nwekwa ndị ka ya abịa onye bịa ọbụla emechagbu onye azi ozi ya bịa nye treatment nke ya ife anọzi ebe a bụ ka ekene ndị rụrụ ọrụ ya ọ ya rụrụ nwa.
On his part, Dr. Anikwenze explained that the medical treatment is free of cost and that ASA Worldwide has made it an annual ritual to take care of the health needs of Anambra. In their separate remarks, the Vice Chairman, ASA Worldwide, Chief Tony Iko Tuonye, the Secretary General, Honorable Chidi Asidianya, the Board Chairman, Chief Frank Anyeche, and the Protocol Officer, Chief Odera Dike, explained that ASA Worldwide is the Association of Anambra in Diaspora founded on the 23rd December 2009 to give back to society. Some of the doctors, Dr. Angel Atuoku, the head of the medical team from Nigeria, Dr. Emeka Abasi, and Dr. Eze Jiegu, Mrs. Uju Ikechukwu, Mrs. Ogochukwu Jidofo, advised the beneficiaries above 40 years to cut down to barest minimum intake of salt, check their medical indices such as blood sugar, blood pressure, cholesterol, and strive to be happy and guard against anger and bickering.
We are not there to go with that. To get a lasting benefit for what was done here, they should try to always go to hospitals to check their health indices, blood pressure, blood glucose, get counseling from doctors on health and dieting and the rest of it.
The President General of Abagana Community, Engineer Ben Okongwu, the YPP senatorial candidate for Central Senatorial Zone, Dr. Chinedu Eze, and some beneficiaries, including Chief Clems Ofedu, Mrs. Jane Udo, and a widow, Mrs. Obi Ngozi Christiana, appreciated the efforts of the organizers of the free medical treatment in bringing Medicare to the doorsteps, praying God to bless them.
I believe that more people will continue to help in sponsoring the medical mission to Abagana. My prayer is that Chief Dr. Nwachukwu Anikwenze, the new war of Abagana, will continue to create awareness, mobilize ASA World in all the continents of the world.
From Abagana, Nneka Anolefu, ABS News.
The federal government says it has changed the dangerous narrative of the miscorrupt nation and recovered many stolen funds through diplomatic engagement. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Geoffrey Onyama, who spoke on the present administration scorecard series 2015 to 2023 in Abuja, disclosed that President Muhammadu Buhari's led administration's incorruptibility is yielding positive results in the fight against terrorism, corruption, and ending other inhuman activities in public affairs. Ekwi Ajide has details.
Onyama, who stated this while analyzing his ministry's stride at the 22nd edition of the scorecard series, said the core value of the present administration based on 3 key issues, which are security, corruption, job creation, and economic recovery. According to him, these values have been the major forces of all his appointees aimed at actualizing the mandate. Mr. Onyama noted that since the year 2015 to date, Nigerians have witnessed significant impact on security, economic recovery, among others, due to President Buhari's passion to alleviate hunger and cater for several displaced persons emanating from insurgency and banditry across the country.
The Financial Commission in 2020 was a platform that was used to sign a tripartite agreement, you recall, between the U.S., the bailiwick of Jersey, and Nigeria. He reached out to the president of exchange visits with Turkey and other countries, and was able to sign so you can see the strategy, his strategy of security. Get the whole world behind you.
Foreign Affairs Minister stated that part of President Buhari's strategy is leveraging on building relationships with foreign countries to help in the fight against insecurity. In Abuja, Princess Ekwi Ajide reporting.
The scarcity of petrol and currency is biting hard on residents of Awka on daily basis. ABS news crew visited some filling stations and banks in Awka metropolis and observed that some of the filling stations remain closed for lack of petrol, while some that have the product are dispensing at different pump prices. Queen Aniwogo reports.
It was observed that customers besieged the facility for either to deposit old money, open new accounts, with most of them thronging the automated teller machines to withdraw cash. Some of the customers who spoke to the ABS, including Mrs. Fidelia Eze from Umawulu, Mrs. Ifeoma Eze from Teje, said they have been coming to the banks for some days now to withdraw money without success because of the crowd. Mrs. Eze lamented that she had no cash with her again and her children could no longer go to school for lack of transport money, and appealed to the government to intervene.
So government
At Ukwoji in Awka, where commercial buses that ply Awka-Onitsha routes load and discharge their passengers, many of the buses were seen inactive with no passengers in sight, while most of the drivers went in search of petrol. For some of the commercial bus drivers who spoke to the ABS, including Mr. Chimezie Ejike and Prince Michael Chukwadikobi, explained that because of the scarcity of currency, very few people now patronize them, adding that sometimes when they have passengers, the petrol to drive their buses becomes a challenge. The drivers, who said they have been at the park since morning, told ABS that some of them bought petrol at 370, 450 and 500 naira per litre respectively, find it difficult to make profit and recommended ways the government could alleviate the situation.
And the fuel they look na station line and they look and for 450 for 500. I want to change the network and I buy for passenger in a good as government about also the agenda. You go man POS kita. If na DJ with the gas in the gas, DJ na bank is in the gas. So many people affect to the extent that it is union more motor and another thing quite the key be able to na free station now about fuel. A liter fuel now is 500. So many people and even a price motor about so many people only go a job as motor. Now you for buses there. So to
Street beggars were also not left out on the negative effect of the petrol and naira scarcity. Speaking with some of them at Aroma, Awka, Mrs. Charity Ogudo and Mrs. Nenna Oku said it is only when people have enough for themselves that they can afford to give to beggars.
Before now, everybody can have before we got a 4,000 or 3,000 or 3,500.
Queen Aniwogo, ABS News.
Israeli forces have shot dead an unarmed Palestinian man in the West Bank, the Palestinian Health Ministry said, in what the Israeli army described as an attack on soldiers at a military outpost. Abdullahi Sami Kalaweh, 26, was killed by Israeli occupation bullet near the town of Huwara, south of Nablus. the Palestinian ministry said in a statement. The official Palestinian news agency, WAFU, quoted Ahmed Jibril, a spokesperson for the Palestinian Red Crescent, as saying the victim died just minutes after being critically injured by Israeli forces. Kalawel's death brings the toll of Palestinians killed by Israeli forces so far this year to 36, including 8 children and an elderly woman, WAFA reported. 6 Israeli civilians, including a child and 1 Ukrainian civilian, have been killed over the same period in the occupied West Bank. The Israeli army said its forces had a short live fire into the air after a suspect worked towards a military outpost adjacent to an army base in the Huwara area. It said Kalawel attempted to attack one of the soldiers and that another soldier who was at the spot fired toward the suspect and hit him. The army confirmed that Kalawel was unarmed. Orca Township Stadium was agog as a Unity Football Club began their new year in style with a friendly match against Unity All-Stars. Correspondent Neka Anolefu, who watched the match, report.
Orca Township Stadium was agog as Unity Football Club began their new year in style with a friendly match against Unity All-Stars. Unity FC champions scored 3 goals to emerge winners, while Unity All-Stars scored 2 goals. Emmanuel Nkili opened scoring for the team when he received a pass from a counter-attack and fired the ball beyond the keeper, who made a wrong calculation of the ball movement. 31st minute equalizer, courtesy of lanky Ezenwanne Nnabuife, brought back confidence to the team as they made few other attempts at goal but were properly checkmated. Ezenwanne Nnabuife increased the tally 10 minutes into the second half, while 11 minutes later, Chika Igwemmadu scored parity for the lemon-shirted Unity FC team. 12 minutes to the end of the game, and rough tackle in the box resulted to a penalty in favor of Unity FC and was coveted by Elochi Nnoka. Speaking after the match, the founder of the Unity FC club, Honorable Chimes Okoye, who hailed from Omasenaya Melon Council area, explained that the match was a friendly one in which Unity FC divided themselves into team Unity FC champion on red and white jersey versus Unity All-Stars in green and blue jersey to showcase the training they have acquired in preparation towards joining the state league. He explained that he, in collaboration with some friends, conceived the idea of the team in 2012 and the name Unity Football Club was registered in 2013, pointing out that the match was not politically motivated.
That will start a new year with friendly tournament with the team that won last year league and then the rest of the club members. So that was what happened today. It is not, it's totally apolitical, but we said let's do that in honor of our friend and our brother who is contesting for the president, Peter Obi, and that was why we inscribed that team on our jersey.
The coach, Mr. Emmanuel Ugwogu, the secretary of the Unity FC, Mr. Chigozie Okoye, and engineer Eto Nnoka, in their separate speeches, expressed satisfaction with the quality of play. The chairman of the club, Mr. Okoye Uche, his vice, Honorable Onyebuchi Anoliefo, and Mr. Uche Gerard Chi Anomoya of ABS Account Department noted that Unity FC used the tournament to showcase their potentials and encourage youths to embrace meaningful ventures, enroll in skill acquisition, and guard against crime and vices such as armed robbery, kidnapping, and get-rich-quick syndrome. In Orca, Nneka Anoleifo, ABS News.
And that's just about it on the news. But before we go, a quick reminder that you can follow ABS from any parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television Orca. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Orca. Follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now our top stories again. Governor Soludo has reassured of delivering more strategic projects. Federal government has restated collaboration with the foreign countries in fight against insecurity. Israeli forces have killed unarmed Palestinian man in occupied West Bank. Remember that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's it on the Breakfast News this morning. My name is Chidimma Oranwa. Enjoy the rest of your day.